Okay, it should be back now. That's I don't know what happened there. I had to reconnect to the Twitch endpoint. What was I saying? Yeah, are these the lattice structures you were talking about? These guys? Yeah, so the way it was, the reason I was doing those, because like in the tile system you could like place tile, place a tile, place a tile and make a tower, but then you could also, again, like Townscaper, place a tile next to one of them, which looked awkward. So each tile would do like a check below and if there was nothing, it would spawn those lattice structures and it would repeat them until it hit something, just to make sure it looks at least somewhat structurally sound. But yeah, I think it was like when I started doing stuff like that, it started to feel like the tile system was kind of falling apart. So in the new system, like you don't need to worry about stuff like that because you're just pulling things out of the ground. So you can make each individual building like whatever structure you want as long as it makes sense, and it doesn't need to accommodate for any of these gaps because you can't, like, I can't place another building. Like every building starts at 0 and you just pull it up now, even if it gets wider or weird, but like it never has to overhang anything anymore. Like it's just, you're just sort of like manipulating a flat terrain. You can't have like gaps and caves in the terrain anymore unless it makes, like, unless you put that into the actual mesh data itself. So yeah, I think the new system makes a lot more sense, eliminates a lot of edge cases, and yeah. So yeah, so I guess like down the road, the concept of a set will still, like, there'll still be like an industrial set and like a residential set, and it'll have like a bunch of like things inside, like a research lab, a factory, so and whatever. And when you place the first tile, it'll like randomly choose what type it is, but then once you start pulling it up, it'll just do that tile's variance. So I guess I have to maybe go back and rethink how this config works a little bit, because right now it would, there's just like one tile type and it would be like it would just randomly choose. So like this system wasn't built to have that kind of continuity. Like it would kind of need to be like tile, like it would basically need to have groups of these, I guess, in each zone. Like, yeah, each zoning type. Sorry, that was me just thinking about stuff in my head, but I think I'll make that change. Yeah, they're cool looking, but didn't make sense to have like a building section sitting on top of one. Yeah, once I got into that problem, it started to fall apart very quickly. Like the support structures like kind of fixed it, but it started to look dumb, to be honest. So I'm glad I'm not dealing with that problem anymore. Okay, so I'm still pretty resolved to not do any programming today. I'm not sure what else to work on. Okay, so I think I've got the design for the HoloAd tool, which was the original problem I was trying to figure out today. So I think, yeah, it's just going to be this like brush that will just turn on predetermined points as you move it around. So I guess, or maybe I could start programming that. I don't really know how else I can start that without programming. Zoning can also drive max elevation. Yeah. Yeah, like the idea of zoning is that you could at least, like, I don't think I want to go down to the granularity of like you go into a menu and select, oh, I want to place a research lab or I want to place a factory. Like, I don't want you to like have to place each individual building. So zones kind of like, at least you get to select from just a limited set, like only 3 or 4 different zones, but you still sort of suggest a theme. So it's a little random, but you still sort of suggest an idea. So like, oh, I want like central business district buildings. Okay, I want like factories. Okay, I want like residential like favelas and things. Like, you're still sort of making a theme, but the game is still just randomly generating from that set. And then on the opposite side, when you drag those buildings up, it still makes visual sense. Like, you're still like, that building, I want more of that building. So you're still sort of like shaping what the system spits out. Yeah, so I think that I like that kind of game loop. I mean, I guess like from like the zoning system is already kind of there. It could have as much granularity as we want. So if players do want that control, like I can do that. It's just the menus will be big and annoying. That's really the only consequence of that. So yeah, I think that's what I'll move towards. Like a lot of these giant cyberpunk cities are like lower rise with giant ass structures in the center. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess that's kind of working with the current like elevation system right now. Like, you can, like, if I was to like crank up, hang on, let me go to like tile container, and if I just set the density to like 1 straight up, and if I went density 4, elevation test density 3, density. I went and just tweaked this a little bit. Like this. Why is, what is going on with this toolbar sometimes? I'm gonna have to debug this soon because it's driving me nuts. Oh, why is that still not? Because I didn't save this. Yeah, should. I mean, sort of. Yeah, like you could sort of use this like ground density system. Like, you can make those buildings as big as you want. I mean, there's kind of obviously gridded right now. But like, you can just add variances in the mesh. Like, that's the problem, is these are tiles that are meant to be tiles, so they look very tiley, but yeah, like you can manipulate this like base layer of the city to like meet certain structures. Actually, I think I also like had some favela stuff. Whoops. Back to the scene. Yeah, like maybe I can bring these into the ground density thing. Yeah, see, like this is kind of why, like, this is kind of breaking things a little bit, which might be a challenge. But like this is why there's sort of like a general height that tiles have to be. Otherwise, like I lose track of like what's an actual editable tile in this scenario, right? Like because everything is big, so it's only like I have to find them. Yeah. I mean, it could be size. It could be helped by other things, I guess, like certain signage. But it's only happening here because I'm using actual tiles to fill in the rest of the city a little bit. But yeah. But yeah, like you can actually like visualize the city. One sec, let me just copy this. I think if I did just test density 3, get this density 2, density 1, maybe bring this down a little bit, 0.6. Oh no, there's still some tiles in there. That's weird. Where did my other test objects go? I guess I must have removed them. That's weird. They actually should be spawning more things. Let's test density 1. Yeah, it should be spawning those everywhere. Oh wait, sorry, I forgot how I built this. There's another zone there. Yeah, it's coming out of this. So I could like start adding in some little smokestacks here and there. Gossip. Well, yeah, no worries, man. It's late where you are, and I'm kind of fading, not feeling great. So I might just call it a day in terms of the stream and get some rest and come back at it tomorrow, because I feel like I just need to do a bunch of focus work now, which is probably better to do off stream anyway. But yeah, it was good talking through it. So I think what I need to do is probably just collect some reference and like put together some ideas for like what different buildings could be, and yeah, at least just collect some reference so we have a bit of a starting point. But I like this idea of doing it sort of the industrial set, or sorry, the same building evolving, like Pokemon evolving basically is sort of, I guess, the metaphor we're doing. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I'm gonna start working on some other features, but the cat's back, so I gotta go see to that. All right, have a good one. close. It's only 41. Okay, I want to revert this configuration because it looks like dog shit. Okay, so just putting that back to where it should be. Ah, right. That's how the game works. So yeah, that's in here. Density 1. Wait. Hang on. Go back. I must go back. Oh god, did I break everything? That's not cool. Yeah, broken stuff. Okay. I'm just gonna revert this before I forget. I'm not working source stream. Yeah, let's just revert all of these changes. Going back to where it was. City should be back to normal. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it there. All right. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow.